Welcome to Royal Secret. The prodigal prince returns, and with him, the possibility of unity long yearned for. A moment that once seemed impossible is now making history. Crown Prince Joachim of Denmark, once entangled in a whirlwind of royal drama and distance, has officially announced his return to Denmark, with his wife, Princess Marie, and their children, by the side of his older brother, King Frederik X. The royal rift that sent shockwaves through the Danish monarchy for nearly a decade appears, at long last, to have reached a healing point. The monarchy is bracing for a monumental shift as Joachim prepares to take on new and special royal duties that promise to reshape not just his public image but the future of the Danish royal family. But what truly happened behind palace doors? What caused the rift in the first place? And why now? Why has Prince Joachim chosen this exact moment to come back? This is more than just a homecoming. This is a royal reckoning. To truly understand the magnitude of this return, we must revisit the storm that shook the Danish royal household. For years, whispers of tensions between Crown Prince Frederik, now King Frederik X, and his younger brother Joachim simmered behind the polished smiles and diplomatic waves. While the Danish public celebrated the elegance and stability of Queen Margrethe II's long reign, trouble was brewing beneath the surface. It came to a head in 2022 when Queen Margrethe, in a decision that stunned both the public and her family, stripped the titles of Prince Joachim's 4 children. She declared that starting January 2023, they would no longer hold the titles of prince and princess but would instead go by Count and Countess of Montpezat. The reason given: to allow them greater freedom to forge their own futures, free from the constraints of royal protocol. But to many, including Prince Joachim and Princess Marie, it felt like a public slight, an unnecessary blow that deepened already painful divisions. Prince Joachim did not hold back. In rare, emotionally charged interviews, he spoke of his confusion and hurt. His wife, Princess Marie, added her voice, highlighting how deeply affected the children were by the decision. Their reaction was not just personal, it was a public crisis. For the first time, the usually discreet Danish royal family was facing tabloid headlines, global media scrutiny, and questions about its unity. As the storm swirled, Prince Joachim and Princess Marie made a decision that further widened the emotional and physical gap between the brothers. They left Denmark altogether. In 2020, they had already relocated to Paris, where Joachim took on a defense attaché role at the Danish embassy. It seemed like a diplomatic exile, a graceful but clear distancing from the royal epicenter in Copenhagen. As the months passed, the family settled into life in France, and the public grew used to their absence. But royal watchers weren't convinced this would last forever. After all, Joachim is not just any royal. He's the only sibling of the king, and one of the few who understands the pressures of being born into royalty, without the benefit of being the heir. The winds begin to shift. Then came the surprising signs of thawing tensions. In the months following Queen Margrethe's abdication in early 2024, and the historic ascension of Frederik to the throne, things began to change. King Frederik X, known for his quiet strength and modern sensibility, reportedly began extending olive branches to his brother. Sources close to the palace hinted at private conversations, video calls, and family meetings, none of them official, but all significant. And then came the event that nobody expected. Prince Joachim and Princess Marie were invited back to Denmark for a royal occasion. Not as distant relatives, not as disgraced royals, but as family. Joachim was seen at Amalienborg Palace, sharing brief moments of warmth with Frederik. Princess Marie and Queen Mary were seen chatting warmly. The children, Count Henrik and Countess Athena, were seen smiling beside their cousins, Prince Christian, Princess Isabella, and the twins, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine. Royal observers described the event as nothing short of a symbolic breakthrough. But this was just the beginning. In a carefully worded statement from the Royal House of Denmark, confirmed by multiple reputable outlets including Bild Bladet and DR Nyheter, Prince Joachim is returning to Denmark, this time, permanently. What's more, he's not returning in exile, nor in disgrace. He is returning to serve. According to the official palace release, His Royal Highness Prince Joachim, along with Her Royal Highness Princess Marie and their children, will return to Denmark in the coming months to take up a new portfolio of royal duties as assigned by His Majesty King Frederik X. These roles are expected to focus on international diplomacy, defense relations, and cultural affairs. It's a bold move, and one that signals a dramatic shift in the internal structure of the Danish royal family. While the palace has remained tight-lipped on the specific nature of Joachim's new duties, insiders suggest that he will take on a combination of military advisory roles and global representation for Denmark in international forums. Given his prior roles in France, his deep knowledge of international relations, and his extensive military background, Prince Joachim graduated from the Royal Danish Military Academy and has held several high-ranking roles. This direction makes perfect sense. But there's more. There is strong speculation that Joachim may also serve as a royal envoy, representing Denmark in defense partnerships with NATO allies, and possibly overseeing youth and education initiatives connected to Danish culture abroad. This would place him in a critical supporting role, not just in ceremonial duties, but in building and safeguarding Denmark's global presence. Joachim's return is not a solo affair. Princess Marie, long praised for her grace, intelligence, and multilingual skills, will also resume royal engagements. She's expected to focus on humanitarian causes, environmental issues, and literacy campaigns, mirroring some of Queen Mary's current roles. Their children, though no longer royals by title, are also returning to Denmark. Count Henrik and Countess Athena are expected to enroll in Danish schools and reintegrate into the royal family's extended social environment. Observers are particularly interested in how the children will be reintroduced into royal life. Will they be allowed to accompany their parents on official engagements? Will the Danish public welcome them as warmly as they did before the title dispute? These are questions yet to be answered. But one thing is clear: the royal family is rebuilding. Together. The Queen behind the curtain. Margrethe's secret role in healing her sons. While the headlines focus on Prince Joachim's return and King Frederik's formal acceptance of his younger brother back into the royal fold, one key figure looms large behind the scenes: Queen Margrethe II. Though she formally abdicated the throne in early 2024, becoming the first Danish monarch to do so in nearly 900 years, her presence and influence are far from gone. In fact, sources within Amalienborg Palace quietly confirm that Queen Margrethe played a pivotal, emotional role in reuniting her sons after years of cold distance. It began, allegedly, with a letter. Shortly before her surprise abdication, Queen Margrethe is believed to have written deeply personal messages to both Frederik and Joachim, each letter tailored not just to their roles as royals, but as sons. These letters, according to Danish insiders, were not dictated by protocol or political necessity, but by maternal instinct. Queen Margrethe, a monarch defined by duty and discipline, knew she would not step down without first attempting to mend the fracture in her family. Her legacy, said one palace aide, was never just the crown. It was her sons, and she wanted them united. And in those handwritten letters, reportedly filled with emotion, apologies, and advice, she may have succeeded where diplomacy failed. In an even more surprising twist, royal commentators have speculated that Queen Margrethe may have privately expressed regret over how the title removal decision played out. While the Queen has always stood by her decision publicly, insisting it was for the future independence of Joachim's children, multiple royal correspondents have hinted that she was deeply hurt by her son's public response. She believed it was the right decision, but she didn't anticipate how personal the pain would become, shared Lars Hendrickson, a well-known Danish royal analyst. The backlash affected her, and it affected her sons more than she predicted. The pain was very real. Prince Joachim openly admitted in interviews that his children felt ostracized, while Princess Marie said that there's nothing modern about hurting children in the process of modernizing a monarchy. Behind the palace gates, Queen Margrethe reportedly reached out, quietly, persistently, to Joachim and Frederik in an attempt to restore trust. Her abdication may have been her final act as queen, but her role as mother, that remained. Then there is the quietly powerful role played by Queen Mary of Denmark, formerly crown princess and now the first Australian-born queen in European history. Known for her diplomatic brilliance and radiant public presence, Queen Mary may have done more behind the scenes than the public ever realized. According to insiders close to the royal household, Mary was instrumental in encouraging King Frederik to reach out to Joachim. She has reportedly advocated for family first values in both private and public life, emphasizing that the strength of the crown begins at home. She was the voice of balance, says a palace source. She reminded Frederik that leadership means forgiveness. And she reminded Joachim that family can be difficult, but it is never disposable. Mary and Princess Marie, once seen as distant and disconnected, were recently photographed at a Copenhagen charity event warmly embracing, one of the most powerful royal images in years. The message was clear: the women of the Danish royal family are no longer divided. Queen Mary, the modern consort who has helped redefine Denmark's image on the world stage, may have also helped save it from internal collapse. This royal reconciliation is more than just a family reunion, it's a public relations masterstroke. For years, the Danish monarchy has been hailed as one of Europe's most stable and scandal-free institutions. But cracks were beginning to show. The title drama, coupled with Queen Margrethe's abdication and global questions about monarchies' relevance in the 21st century, placed intense pressure on the House of Glucksburg. Now, Prince Joachim's return provides the palace with a rare opportunity to rebuild. Royal advisors are reportedly working around the clock to reshape Prince Joachim's public image, highlighting his strengths as a soldier, diplomat, and now, family man. The palace has already launched a carefully curated series of appearances, including an upcoming joint public event featuring King Frederik and Prince Joachim at a military installation, signaling royal unity and national service. A televised interview, already filmed but yet to air, where Joachim opens up about his return, his relationship with his brother, and his hopes for the future. A royal documentary special, focused on A Family Renewed, is being produced by DR1, offering an inside look at the modern monarchy's efforts to evolve while preserving its core values. The palace is betting on transparency. And, more importantly, it's betting on reconciliation. The implications of Prince Joachim's return are far-reaching. For one, it expands the pool of active working royals at a time when European monarchies are trimming down. In recent years, both the British and Swedish royal families have downsized their working ranks, often leaving too few royals to fulfill increasing ceremonial and diplomatic demands. Denmark, long praised for its minimalist monarchy, now faces similar pressures. King Frederik and Queen Mary, along with their 4 children, cannot be everywhere at once. Prince Joachim and Princess Marie, stepping into public roles once more, provide invaluable support. They also offer generational balance. With their international experience, fluency in several languages, and dedication to service, the couple brings an aura of fresh global sophistication to Denmark's royal image. Additionally, their children, Count Henrik and Countess Athena, may serve as unofficial royal ambassadors for Denmark's youth, particularly in multicultural, bilingual settings. Even without royal titles, their place in the public eye is secured. More than anything, Joachim's return speaks to something deeper, something emotional. It's about the power of healing, of forgiveness, of recognizing that tradition can evolve without erasing identity. Denmark's monarchy, steeped in history and ceremonial splendor, now has the opportunity to show that even the most rigid of institutions can learn, bend, and embrace growth. It's not just a royal narrative, it's a national one. The Danish people, known for their warmth, rationality, and deep loyalty to their monarchy, have responded with cautious optimism. Polls show a marked rise in support for Prince Joachim since the announcement of his return. Social media has flooded with messages of welcome, empathy, and hope. One comment captured the mood perfectly: "They may be royals, but they are still brothers. I'm glad they found their way back." Thanks for watching.